They are such precious angels, and we love every one of them. They have practiced so long. It's kind of hard practicing those songs in September, but they have been practicing since school started. So I'd like to call Miss Smith out. Jen Smith is our kindergarten teacher. And she did an awesome job of leading these kindergarten and first graders with all those motions and teaching them the song. So Miss Smith, we thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Irie. Time for my little soft shoe again. You can hear they're we're having one group leave the stage, another one get on. So there's a little traffic jam here and a little excitement. Speaking of excitement, I'm sure you're reading my newsletters every time when they go home, right? You know that something exciting happened in my life. September 5th, my granddaughter was born. That was a pretty exciting time for us. So I am a first-time grandma. I can't really see all your faces, but how many of you are grandparents out there? Isn't it wonderful? What a wonderful, okay, show me hands now, I want to see. All right, look at you. That'll be me in about 5 years. On September 5th, my daughter gave birth 2.5 months early. It wasn't what we had planned, but I knew from the beginning, and we talked about this quite a bit, that God knew from before she even conceived. He knew when that child would be born, what she would be like, and what they would go through. And I think that was enough to give my daughter and son-in-law that peace that they needed. When you watch a 3-pound little tiny infant laying in that incubator in the NICU, it's really hard. It's hard to see all those things attached to them and wondering if they're going to keep taking their next breath. But as I have held her every time, and I tell you, I'm a type A person. I'm on the go constantly. It's kind of scary, and I know there's a lot of you out there. But I am always busy, but my life has changed the last few months. There is nothing I would rather do than sit and hold that child. So I'm always asking my daughter, please, is it my turn to babysit? You need to go somewhere. She actually can't take her out of the house till March, except to go to the doctor, because she's so tiny. Lots of little complications that go along with that. So it's kind of fun, but the other day when I was just holding her, and she's going through that colicky time, which you have to walk for 3 hours, till they go to sleep. And she actually didn't cry for 2 months, so now she actually is fussing. It's like she's having a real child now. So I'm doing the little path in the carpet when I babysit. And I just sit there and look in her eyes, and it reminds me at this time of year of what Mary did as she looked in the eyes of her child. And you just wonder what your children are going to do and what they're going to grow up and what God's plans are. So it's such a fun time in my life. And if you've been in my office, which you may or may not have the last couple months, but you will see pictures. If you ask me, I have a picture or two with me. I do take a lot of pictures. I'm one of those grandparents, sorry. But she is my life, and my life will never be the same since she was born. I wanted to tell you about a little story. One of our kids, and my job is such a fun job. I love what I do. 35 years in education, I love being a principal. Going from the classroom, I wasn't sure I would like it, and I just love it. But there are days when it's so hard for me to keep my face as the kids walk in. And I had a child walk in. I got a phone call that he was coming up. He didn't like the call on the playground. The first person in line is the judge at the handball or tetherball. He didn't like the call, so he punched somebody that made the call. So he goes automatically to my office. So I try to do the straight face and the come here, and I point to the chair they have to sit in. And he walked in, and all he did was look at me, and he folded his hand and said, "Can't anybody have a bad day around here?" And I just looked at him, and I had to look away for a minute and get myself together because I wanted to start laughing. And I just had to go through my whole little God talk about we all have bad days. And thank goodness that God gives us grace. And he didn't believe that I mess up every day. But we all do. And that's the wonderful thing about being at a Christian school. When I was in public school, I couldn't share with the kids like that. I can share with these kids and talk about what God does in our lives and how he gives us grace every day. And that's the wonderful thing. So I think they're almost ready. I appreciate your patience as you wait for each group to come up, and I know you are waiting to see your little one up there. Whoa, what's that? So I will get out of the way and let them finish, so enjoy.